This is about the worst white knuckle driving you're ever going to see on Route 66 headed up to Oatman, Arizona. It's mountain passes with, I believe, about 1,000-foot drops on either side and broken up, busted, destroyed cars laying in the canyons below you. So we're going to do it. I'm pretty sure we're going to survive.
This right here, that was just a shit.
It is. The last time we were here, this had a big sign said, "Don't stop here. This is not a tourist stop." I believe you were driving the van. Just like you're doing now. You went crazy batshit. You said, "Oh, come on, you get a punch it, you get a punch it." And I said, "I got 2 kids back in Chicago. Leave me alone, man. Look down there. There's 1,000 feet of exploded Volvos down there."
You know what? They're old enough now, they will remember you.
Yeah. Well, this part of the road scares the hell out of me. How about we look down? No, this is just right about the goddamn point where I told you to slow down and said, "I don't want to die today." But no, look at that. Look at that. I swear to God, I wish we had a picture of that right now. You look at how deep that damn canyon is. But that's like 3,000 feet down. And God bless the people who made it.
It's 200 unless you're drunk.
Shut up. 10 years ago, Cactus Joe's, I believe it was.
God, I hope it's there.
And it was, I swear to God, it was a cactus plant with a place built around it. They had a garlic, literally what it said on the menu. It
was the garlic burger.
No.
Yeah, that's what it was.
No! It was the garlic stinking cheeseburger. And that's what it was. It was a burger fried in
garlic butter.
Garlic butter. And then
with garlic in the meat.
Garlic put on top.
On garlic bread.
On garlic bread.
With a clove of garlic on top.
With a clove of garlic on top.
And roasted garlic spread.
We had all the garlic, and then we got out in the middle of the Mojave. It's 115 degrees, and we're literally, you can see little cloves of garlic coming out of all our pores.
Perspiring from us, and then the onion truck.
And then, of course, yeah. No, actually, if you remember, it was a double onion truck.
It was a double onion truck.
Yeah, stuck behind that.
And garlic
all the way
burps,
through Mojave.
Garlic burps in the car, onion truck outside the car, eyes watering.
Also, I believe we were out of beer at that point.
Where is it?
It used to be right here. Oh. That's what used to be Cactus Joe's.
Arizona Girls?
Now it's Arizona Girls. Okay, we got to do a thing there.
Okay, my name is Cindy, and I'm of the Arizona Girls. We started in the Mojave Valley area. We worked at casinos for a long time, and finally decided to make our living making millions on our candles. When we came up here, this place was destroyed, totally caved in, and of course nobody really wanted it on the edge of town, so we got a pretty good buy on it, and we put it all back up together. The old timer that owned it was really cute. He was a very thin black dressed man, and he played the honky-tonk piano, but he passed, and after that everything kind of went to hell in a handbasket after that. Oh, well.
So how old are these guys?
They're 9. I raised them from tiny little quarters. My family rescued these big guys about 30 years ago, and now we have over 90 babies a year. They get about 200 pounds. Cactus Joe is approximately 24 feet tall. He weighs about 4,000 pounds because we got a little bit of rain, and we figure he's close to 200 years old. The Joshua tree in the background is probably older, and I've never seen one that size or shaped or even that tall.
Alright, I cannot tell you how badly I wanted a Cactus Joe garlic burger from old Cactus Joe's here, but it has turned into Arizona Girls, which is not a bad thing. The owner of the place is an amazingly sweet lady. I heart her. And she gives all kinds of information about how it changed over, and she has turtles in the back, which I got to play with. So it's good. It's good. I'm hungry though. I want garlic. So we'll work on that. But you know, some things change and they go away, and things that you like. But you know, in this case, it's something that was replaced with something equally as fun. I'll tell you what hasn't changed. My complete and utter disregard for any kind of mapping system to tell me where the hell I'm supposed to go.
See, this is why I bring the little thing on paper with the pointy arrows.
I need a small gnome on top of the dash to wave a flag when I'm supposed to get off on an exit ramp. It's supposed to be
You need to buy a goddamn map is what you need to do, and stop worrying about that GPS. But
GPS is fine, I just don't look at it.
there are no better words in the world to use to describe her as anything other than a fantastic dame. And when we showed up there 10 years ago, she's out there in a do-rag with a big pair of rubber gloves scrubbing out her microwave because she was hosting some event for the local Chamber of Commerce. So we, you know, gave her a little space, and we came back, and she is decked out. Got her hair on, her makeup on, and you know what? I think she was just about 75 years old when we met her, but still looked like Marilyn Monroe. In fact, that was her big thing as a stripper. She was kind of a Marilyn Monroe look-alike clone thing, and I swear you look at the pictures, and she does look exactly like Marilyn Monroe. It was something. This is what used to be the Exotic World Burlesque Museum. It was run by a fantastic old dame named Dixie Evans. She actually moved out here. This used to be an old goat ranch. She moved out here to take care of a friend of hers who was dying of cancer. And she did until that came to its fruition, and then she turned it into a burlesque museum. She had some fantastic stuff here. From what I understand, most of it's out in Las Vegas now someplace, probably in the foyer of a casino. I don't know what's going on here now. There's a no trespassing sign. The gates are locked, but there are some new cars parked there. Looks like somebody lives here, but we can't get in, and we don't feel like bothering them too much. But interesting to see. We're out in the high desert. It's just about done, and that brings a certain amount of sadness. Started talking about doing this project, I told you my life has shrunk in these last 10 years. I mean, the farthest I've been from home is wherever the kids' next baseball game is, and taking the wife to work, and maybe 1 or 2 trips. But other than that, I don't think I've been 5 or 10 miles from home in all this time, and my life's become very encapsulated in that way. And this trip has really allowed me to kind of get my road legs back. You know, I sit in that stinking house 7 days a week and can't think of a thing, but I tell you, that first day we got back out on the road, I wanted to write again. I wanted to jump right back into it. Just dive in, you know, no, not dive in, I wanted to do it goddamn cannonball in and get right back into the creative process again. And it's really, you know, we've seen all this stuff before, but it hasn't opened up my eyes, but it's certainly opened up my heart. I don't know if you remember this or not, but last time you went out with your camera and you were taking pictures on Santa Monica Pier, and I just stayed in the van and started writing up the final chapter, I guess that last email there. But it's almost like we couldn't speak. You know, your head was in one place, mine was in another. We knew it was done, and it was just like a quiet. But there was just something really final and momentous about that. When I was sitting in that van and you were out walking on the pier. There's something, I don't know how to describe it, but there was something bigger there that we just couldn't really describe to each other. And Plus, I think after like 13 days, we're just ready to kill each other with our bare hands. You take two 6.5-foot guys and cram them into 20 square feet of car at 110 miles an hour, and we start to get on each other's nerves, and that's okay.
I probably start to piss you off more than you get on my nerves.
No, you don't piss me off. If anything, I can see just your professionalism. You tend to get frustrated about things, which makes you a bitch to be with. But so I just, I've learned how many feet to walk away and to shut the hell up and just let you deal with what you need to deal with.
Be the pro that I am.
Be the professional you are. Just like screaming obscenities at random and throwing things and
through nothing.
Yelling at small. No, I was the one yelling at small children.
Right.
All right. No, it's it's coming to the end. We're going to be in Santa Monica, I guess, in about an hour or so. And there's going to be a great feeling of relief to be there. 10 years ago, first thing I wanted to do was just dive into the Pacific, but it was freezing cold and overcast and nasty. I might go wading. I'm not the kind of guy who has best friends, but if I had to pull a name out of a hat, it would be yours.
As we closed in on the coast, Tim and I revisited that old silence. Once again, his head was in one place, mine was in another, and the clouds were rolling in. We've driven thousands of miles and spent months in the car together over the years we're making travel books. At times, we wanted to kill each other, and usually after every project, one of us would say, "I'll never do this again with you." But every time the chance came up to do it again, we'd be fighting each other to be the first one back in the car. This time down 66, the plan was simple. Do what we did before. Tim would write stories, I'd use cameras, we'd go and visit the people and places we liked the most from the first trip and see what's changed in 10 years along this famous road. As we traveled along, we learned that preservation was keeping up pretty well with Mother Nature. Some people and places have passed on or been torn down, but at the same time, new people have moved in and places are being rebuilt or renovated. It's always changing. There's always something to see, and you're always amazed at what you'll find and who you'll meet along the way. That's what makes Route 66 one of the greatest road trip adventures you can take. What was also becoming very clear was that Tim and I had changed a lot. Tim was battling his own demons, and they were keeping the words away. I had grown up, started my own business, but I had become accustomed to getting my way the way I wanted it. And I had been treating this trip like an assignment and not as a fun personal project. The unrealistic expectations I put on the schedule, Tim and myself, were getting in the way of what this trip was really about. 6 months passed since I last saw Tim at LAX. I was hoping he would go home and write the stories I was looking forward to reading, but they never came. We planned to get together for the first time since the trip, and when we sat in his back room office, I was still pissed that the Jim and Tim show didn't live up to my expectations. As the hours went by and we talked about the trip, life, and everything, what this last run down 66 was all about started to make sense. It was about friendship, the love of travel, and traveling with a friend who will be there with you whether they think it's a good idea or not. I do wish Tim would have kept the momentum he had in the first couple of days. I was hoping, selfishly, to have read about our big adventure through his eyes and with his words. It took 10 years, 3 travel books, and 2 trips down Route 66 for Tim to finally get his feet in the Pacific Ocean. I don't know that Tim and I will do another project together, but I do know that I will always consider Tim Stile a dear friend. Without him, I wouldn't have some of the stories and experiences that have shaped who I am today. This was a trip we both needed to take. He needed to talk, I needed to listen, and we both needed to be someplace that wasn't home for a while. I hope this won't be the last road trip for Tim. I know it won't be mine.
thought the last one was to burn us out, was to burn us out.